Good evening, council members, Vice Mayor, and Mr. Shirey. My name is Mike Fuller. I'm recently retired from First 5 California. I'd like to quickly follow up on a question from Mr. McCarty at the May 22nd, 2012 council meeting on the subject of the city utilities budget and as it relates to water fluoridation. Mr. McCarty, in your comments, you speculated we would be one of the only large cities that might end fluoridation and asked what other cities are doing both across the country and in California. I'd like to respond to that, and I've provided you each with the data because I'm sure other council members and the public have the same question. I have a list here and a copy for each of you that shows the nearly 300 cities in North America that have rejected fluoride since 1990. In addition, at the top of the list, I pulled out the 19 communities in California.
I'm sorry, Mr. Fuller, just a moment. We have a point of order, which means one of the council members would like to call a point.
Yeah, the point is, it sounds like this comment is actually related to a matter that is on the agenda.
Now, I am not addressing item 24 on today's agenda.
Excuse me, I'm speaking. It sounds like this comment is related to fluoridation, and that item is on this calendar. So if that's the full extent of your comments, you should get in line like everyone else and wait for that to come up. It's not appropriate to comment on items that are on the agenda during this period.
That's fine if you'd like me to wait till item 24.
Yes.
I was trying to just simply answer a question that came from the May
Wait
22nd meeting.
Well, just one moment, Mr. Fuller. I think Councilmember Kuhn, the reason why I believe the clerk pulled this out is because what he wrote in his comments is that he wanted to respond to agenda item 15 from 522, which he's specifically on here. I agree that that item is overlapping with the item on agenda tonight. If you're able to stay and finish those comments at the appropriate time, they'll probably. And the other thing is, during comments, generally, you don't direct them to a particular council member, though I do understand you're trying to answer a question. If you're able to stick around, that would be better for our rules of procedure if you're able to do so.
Whatever works.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Mac Worthy, and then Jay Bolton Phillips, and now we'll start with Michael Fuller, and then Kim Glazard, and Tin Lu.
I'll have to do a little dance now to change my comments that I intended to deliver earlier, but that's fine. Good evening, council members, Mayor Johnson. My name is Mike Fuller. I'd like to quickly follow up on a question that a council member had on agenda item 15 at the May 22nd, 2012 council meeting on the subject of the city utilities budget as it relates to water fluoridation. In those comments, this council member speculated we would be one of the only large cities that might end fluoridation and asked what other cities are doing both across the country and in California. I wanted to respond to that by providing you each with the list that I had distributed earlier that shows that there are over nearly 300 cities in North America that have grappled with this issue and rejected fluoride since 1990. At the top of the list, I pulled out the 19 communities in California that have rejected fluoride and also provided you with the population figures to give you some reference as to their size. Obviously, Modesto is the largest, also includes Napa, Santa Cruz, Santa Barbara, Davis, and several others. This list serves to document a growing movement of communities across America and Canada that are evaluating the issues and science behind water fluoridation. And based on the testimony and knowledge of many public officials and experts in the field, they're deciding that it's time to end the outdated practice of adding what is a state-defined hazardous waste substance to the public drinking supplies. It simply makes no sense. I can tell you that from other news reports, many larger cities in Sacramento are examining fluoridation at this time, including Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Wichita, Kansas, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and even in New York City, legislation has been introduced to end fluoridation. Now I want to shift my comments to agenda item 24. It's evident to me the agenda item already has the votes that it needs for passage. The city solicited this funding from First 5 last fall. It's been under discussion. The First 5 has come forth And so I believe if you're determined to go down the fluoridation road, which you have indicated,
Excuse
by
me,
all
sir.
means, you might as well
Excuse
take
me,
their
sir.
money and run.
We need to have your final thought, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I would like to send you additional information. I can do so through email. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor?
Vice Mayor Ashby.
Thank you. Mr. Fuller, I just wanted to say thank you to you for being patient with us on our process there and tailoring your comments as I requested earlier. Thank you for seeing that through. Appreciate it.